So here we are with the owners of the Crawford School of Terror in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. So introduce yourselves.
I am Suzie Flesik.
I'm Troy Flesik.
My husband.
Nice. So tell me about what are some of the most impressive scenes you like at the haunt, because I really like that whole maze you had of the seats. That was really neat.
Yes.
And I like that you had so many papers. I did not expect that. That was impressive. How long did it take to do that?
Funny because we actually are the ones that did those papers. I don't think anybody else did.
Remember.
The papers in that second room was, that was kind of the bane of my existence last year. I have no idea how many we have, but that was a project him and I did together. But
Okay.
I think probably for me, I love the stage area where we have the actor on the bungee
That was awesome.
coming out.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes because people don't expect it, and it's a difficult thing for the actor that's up there.
Yeah.
And we have 3 actors that we rotate on that. We don't let the same actor do it more than one day in
Okay.
a row. Last year we did, and he,
They're young. It beats them up pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah, they're all young, so they can handle it. But that's probably my favorite scene. What's your favorites?
I don't know. I like the palette maze this year. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the blackout too, because even though I built it,
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how the hell to get
I
through
don't
it.
know. I do not know.
I feel my way around. I'm like, how do I not know this? Because I know it in the daytime.
I
Built
think-
it and
I think the reason we like the palettes, because I like the palettes too. I think the reason we like the palettes is because we're a school haunt and there's not really anywhere you put palettes. I think other haunts, outdoor haunts, have a lot of palette, that sort of feel.
Yes.
But we were just down there the other day and I said to him God, I love this palette maze. And I think it's because of that, because we never did anything like that before.
Okay.
And it's just something different for us.
Okay.
I don't know.
last year it was like foam. It was like.
Oh, I like
sprayed
foam. That's
concrete.
cool.
And the end of the year last year, the last
yeah.
day of the
Very last
we were
night.
like, you know what? We're gonna we busted all the foam out. We just smashed everything.
Yeah.
We're like, we're gonna make sure that we have to rebuild this next
They
year.
had a party. They went down there and just punched.
Because it was
and
just
kicked
getting
and everything.
broken.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
That's great.
Our actors go hard, so stuff gets ruined.
Sometimes the customers do too. So.
Yeah, that happens. So tell me about what days you're open for this year, and I saw you're doing mobile special events. Talk about that.
Yes, we are open Fridays and Saturdays. We opened on September 22nd, and we go with our regular season until the end of the month of October, which I believe is that the 27th and 28th, I want to say. So whatever that Friday and Saturday is, that's the end of our regular season. The following weekend, which is I believe the 3rd and 4th of November, Friday night is the lights out event, which is our regular haunt, just with absolutely no lights.
Okay.
So your group is going to get a glow stick, or we might change it.
We might do.
We might do
candles.
candles, and
Okay.
then our monsters are going to have remotes, and they can just.
Shut your
Oh,
candle.
that's
Shut your candle
awesome.
off.
That's
last
great.
year they can grab your glow stick. So if you saw a
Yeah.
special character, they're allowed to come and grab it from you.
Oh,
You
okay,
don't get
okay.
it back.
Oh, okay.
They'll throw it. So your group is gone. You
Okay.
don't have a light anymore.
Okay,
This
okay.
year
So
they
that's-
might be able to come through and just shut your candle
Yeah,
off.
we might do that. We're not
That's
sure.
a good
You don't
idea.
have- You don't have to touch them or take them away from you. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because you could just turn it back on. You don't have to take it from them.
Right. It's the same haunt, just black. And then the next night is Saturday night. It's our final night of the season. It's our over 18. This is the second year we've done it. It's the second year we did the lights out.
Okay.
It's the second year we've done it, and it is mature content. It's the best I can tell you. Last year, we didn't know what we were doing.
Okay.
Over 18 kind of
Not
came
until-
about because it was kind of an inside joke where
Okay.
when the actors would be talking and they'd say, we should do this, and I'd go, we'll save that for over 18.
Yeah.
And then new actors would be like, when's over 18? And I'd be like, oh, it doesn't exist. That means
Yeah.
we're never going to do that.
Yeah.
So last year when I was making the schedule and the calendar, I was like, you know what? It might be time for an over 18. So I put it on the calendar, and when it's on the calendar, it has to happen.
Yeah.
So we had all season to kind of say, what are we doing?
Mhm.
A lot of people were like, is it just scarier? Is it bloodier?
Exactly.
What is it?
Yeah.
It can't be any scarier than it is. Trust me, we go all out every chance we get. Every night we're as scary as we can possibly. We do not hold back. So there's
Okay.
no more scare. We
Okay.
can't possibly be any scarier.
Okay.
So we took a different approach, and we kind of do a comedic adult content approach. Put it that way.
So it's saying like Devil's Rejects, kind of.
It's more or less. There's no actual nudity. I'm just gonna say that right away.
Okay, good.
There is some nudity, but it's not real.
Okay.
It's implied. It's just funny.
Okay.
Adult, definitely. We do have you sign a waiver and show your ID. And then we have another aspect of it where if you agree to a couple other things and you check mark that, we give you a glow necklace. That way
the actors can touch you. Okay.
And everybody else in there knows that you're game for whatever we have. And we give us some examples like, are you okay with being kidnapped? When we say kidnapped, what we mean is being taken away from your group and possibly having to do the haunt on your own.
Yes.
And some people are like, I'm here with my friends, I want to do it with my friends, so no, I don't agree to that. But yeah, you can get touched, you can get kidnapped, several other things that could happen.
Surprises.
You definitely, they bring you in and they ask you if you want to eat stuff, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's not, it isn't extreme haunt at all. There's nothing like that. It's like hilarious. Like last year in our nurses scene, the beds that we have in there, they're covered and you don't know this every day, but there are stirrups, like a woman would get in the jam. So the actor in there made all the guys get on the tables and put their legs in stirrups. Just different things like that. The women in the groups loved it because they were like, yeah, and then there's different aspects that we do. But I will say, last year my coffee shop, I had it outside in a trailer, and I was working that night, and almost everybody that came out was like, we need more of that.
Yeah.
We want that more.
Okay.
And so we started
now
here. We're gonna probably
we have a coffee shop here.
We're gonna make it a little more raunchy this year, I'd say. I'd say raunchy is probably the best word to use, because people will message and say, what is it? Is it just scarier? And we're like, it's raunchy. It's pretty raunchy.
Like
so,
Monty Python?
How are we wording this?
Yeah, the stage that is my favorite scene that I was talking about was a stripper pole.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that was a whole other scene.
Okay.
So, it has nothing to do with anything we do. There are a couple scary scenes still. We still had, like, Margaret. We still had a couple scary things, but it's definitely not, if you're coming to get scared, you're not going to get scared.
Okay.
You're going to have a hell of a good time, though.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay. Gotcha. Do you do anything special for Halloween when you come for Halloween?
Actually, our town's Halloween parade is Halloween night.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
And it isn't every year. It's always the last Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
And when it falls on Halloween, it is on Halloween.
Okay.
So they move trick or treat to like another day. So I think trick or treat, which is usually on Halloween night, I think this year trick or treat's like Sunday.
Okay.
And then Halloween night's Tuesday, and it's the parade.
Okay.
We always do the parade. Last year we won first place in the parade. This parade is the biggest parade in the area for the year. The Halloween parade in our town is huge.
Does that have like floats and everything?
Yes. And so we won best float.
Nice.
We never do a theme for the parade that we actually have here.
Okay, because you want it to be unique.
We do something different.
Okay.
We have our theme already for this year. I'm not going to release it and say what it is. Last year we did like Crawford Killbillies, which is kind of like, if you saw Mama.
Yeah.
You see Mama?
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of like Mama, that sort of thing.
Okay.
We won. Everybody loved it. We took our axe trailer. We made it into like a cabin.
Okay.
And that was our float. And we did really, we loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. So that's what we're doing for Halloween night. In the early days, we opened on Halloween night. We were always open on Halloween night because I thought, what haunted house isn't open on Halloween night? Because there were people that would come and be like, you guys are the only ones open tonight.
Oh, wow.
And so it was nice. However, it's always very hard to get actors on a weekday.
Makes sense because everybody,
So
it wasn't really a busy night.
It was different, but it wasn't busy, but it just had a different feel to it. We haven't done it in several years. Now, obviously, if Halloween is on a Friday or Saturday, we're open anyway.
Yeah, that's perfect
So we're
timing.
trying to kind of feel it out. Are we going to be open if it's a Thursday? Would we be open if it's a Sunday? Those are the two that are like maybe, but definitely not on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Too hard.
Can you quickly elaborate on the backstory for each floor because you have a different name for each floor?
Yes. Okay, so the top floor is Classic Crawford. That is the story of Margaret, which can be found on our website. Margaret was a 12-year-old sixth grader here. 1947, she had a crush on her teacher. Her teacher was in love with another teacher. She overheard them talking about her and kind of making fun of her because she used to write poetry to her teacher.
Oh, okay.
And then she murdered, or did she? Murdered both teachers. The female teacher first, and then her male teacher kind of went mad and hung himself.
Oh, wow.
Or did he?
Yeah.
We don't know. So Margaret is kind of the thing that haunts the entire school, especially the second floor, which is classic Crawford. The first floor is the daycare and the hide and seek. We call it hide and seek, but it's also the daycare.
Okay.
We were looking for a theme that went with the haunt, but wasn't too far out.
Yeah.
So we decided to go with the daycare because a lot of schools have daycare preschool. type
Sure,
thing.
yes.
We did daycare. That leads you into hide and seek, which we made longer this year. It was shorter last year. Hide and seek is the black maze that you go through, where we have people hiding in there that just pop out with a light.
Yeah.
People use their cell phones all the time in there, but we ask them not to. But if you're not using your cell phone, it's really
Yeah, it is
you
really
get
dark in there.
It's very hard to make your way through that. And then the basement is called the Fallen, and the reason it's called the Fallen is that is the fallen members of society who have decided to go live in a completely different area. And when you go there, they are there to it's kind of like wrong turn type of like,
Okay.
you know, they want to keep you, they want to possibly kill you and maybe eat you. They're kind of cannibals.
Yeah.
But that is where, like, the cabin, we have the backyard and the swamp,
Yes.
and the cemetery and all that. So those people have kind of just taken over that area, and you're in their area, and they either want you to leave or they want to keep you forever.
Nice.
So
Do you have any final thoughts that you're looking forward to for the upcoming season, or in the future? Are you going to go to East Coast Haunters Convention?
yeah, we're definitely going to East Coast next year, which is I think in April.
Yes.
Next year is our 9th year, but I don't know. I don't even know if I should say this, but we are planning on a kind of an upgrade next year. We're hoping
Okay.
to redo a lot of things next year.
Okay.
It makes sense for us to do it our 10th year, but
Yeah.
this coming year is the year we just want to do it because
Yeah.
we want to. There's a lot of things. I mean, build-wise, there's a lot of wood we're still using from year one.
Oh, wow.
We had no idea what we were doing. When I tell you we had no idea, we had no idea. We look back on videos from our first year, and like the scenes were as big as this room.
Oh, wow.
And people didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
And that's literally, they'd be like, "Where do we go?" And the actor would have to be like, I'm not kidding.
I believe
come
you,
a
I
long
believe
way.
you, I
No
believe
clear
you.
path. It
There
Yes.
were no clear paths.
Big rooms.
Yeah. We did actually go last year to Dent Schoolhouse.
Okay.
We love Dent. Dent is like, they
They were
are.
selling some props.
We bought some props off of them, so we
Okay.
went there in the off season, and we got a behind the scenes tour. And I mention this anytime I'm ever interviewed because you need to have something to reach for and strive to be. And Dent is that for us.
Yes.
Not only because they are a school themed haunt, just like we are, but just their operations, the way they did everything, the way they built their rooms. So this is one classroom.
Mm-hmm.
This is a classroom in my school. They built walls inside of the rooms, and we didn't
Nice.
think to do that.
Okay.
So therefore, they're not using their real windows. That's all, their windows in there are all fake windows. And
Okay.
like 8 years later, where we are now, we're in year 8. We're like, shit, we should have done that. We didn't do that. So we really would like to maybe learn, take something out of their book and do that.
Yeah.
And just up level some
Yeah.
things, and we're hoping to do that in the next year. I think probably because in year 10 we don't want to be like scrambling, so it might be like a 2 to 3 year plan to
Yeah.
like get us there. But we want to start that next year. So that's what we're looking for in the future.
Wonderful. So tell everyone what your names are again.
Suzie.
Troy.
So definitely check out the Crawford School Tear this haunt season.